So hey guys, so I want to give a quick intro to these guys, the PFC3 crew. Well, it's part of the crew. And we're always in the hunt to find you guys, new ways to grow your membership, boost the revenue, and keep your clients longer. So we've partnered with them because we love the program that they've created. And we've actually been piloting for the last couple of years, and there's a few people on here that's been part of this. So we know it works. So we have a lot to cover, so I'm going to keep it short, but I want to introduce you to Carrie and Mark, and these guys have, like, the list could go on and on by the things that they've done. So, but they're absolute leaders and beasts in this health and wellness industry, and they've been featured in tens and thousands of different media segments. Mark's a New York Times bestseller. He's been featured on Dr. Oz, Chelsea Lately, NBC. Carrie's helped tens of thousands of people transform with her company, Disruptive Nutrition. She's been featured on the Today Show. I mean, the list can go on, guys. But bottom line, we love them, and they know their shit. So, and most importantly, we trust them, and we know their system can really help your business. So anyway, you guys take it over, and we'll kind of jump in with some feedback as we go along the way.
Love it. Thanks so much. So just, it's exciting to be here. I see Coach Steph Sharp Ward. We met the FitHive guys, Sonny and Joe, from Coach Steph, and then a couple of my dear friends like Scott Binder was already with FitHive. So we started to see the flow of this. Today's just really going to be a conversation. We've done some good test piloting with some of the FitHive gyms. We understand the power of adding nutrition to your business. My background, nutritionist, kinesiologist. I started in my first gym in 1997 in Gold's Gym, Northridge, California. We then launched nutrition right next to Gold's Venice in Venice Beach. And then for the past 20 plus years, we've always helped gyms learn how to bring in nutrition in a seamless way. And I think that's, like, as we talk about the chat, it goes back to pain points. Like, I think about Coach Steph Sharp Ward in Virginia on this call right now. If you're already, wherever you are, what we see is these boutique studios, which primarily partner with FitHive. You're running that, you're running your membership ads, you're running your personal training. But if you can seamlessly add nutrition in a cool way, that increases your membership. It's going to increase your personal training revenue. But in addition, it allows you to move outside the community in the sense of workplace wellness, partner with local media. So today's going to be a conversation about how can we partner together, helping your brand. And I love that, whether it's Indianapolis, whether it's Virginia, whether it's Minneapolis, we've been all around the country partnering with health professionals, teaching them how to do that. In 2015, I spoke at Idea World, bringing nutrition into facilities, talked about how to build brands. So I think that's part of this conversation today, is speak to you where you are with your business, and then how can adding nutrition help increase revenue, get better results, and allow you to continue to grow. So before I bring in Carrie, because she's got an incredible presentation for you, let's talk about what is in the chat here. What's the number one thing that you want more for your existing studio? If you can type it in, that'd be great. And I love all the football fans there. So let's see it. Maybe it's better member retention. Maybe it's more revenue. Maybe it's more adding into workplace wellness. Like, in the chat, as we go through this, kind of share your number one pain point or the number one thing that you want to learn and add to it.
And guys, the more engaging that you are into the chat, and we can kind of steer the conversation to help really show you how this program can work better for your facility. So don't be shy.
Perfect. We see member retention. Sarah's on that. And I think that's probably, as people are typing, that's probably the number one thing. And as you think about gym owners and you think about studio owners, you're wearing so much hats. You're not just personal training, you're running your EFT, you're running your marketing, you're running your training, all of these things. Jay says more adherence to a standard set of habits leading to better outcomes, or more leads.
He's thinking about my language.
I know. And Earl's more leads and members. Scott, better results for members. And I think that's what we see with nutrition. When I started in Northridge, it was just a personal training at a Gold's Gym, and it was just members. And the goal was, how could you increase the gym revenue to $10,000 a month by adding nutrition? How could you do that? And then how can you get better member results, which is going to lead to better retention, which then leads to more personal training, and it all starts to go. And then as you build that baseline, how do you then work into outside referral leads for that you can bring in more members, retain more and more personal training, and you can all do that through nutrition. So I think today's conversation is to speak to some of these pain points. And I love that Andrew just said more engagement, because the email drips that you do, the text campaigns that you do. These are all things that are going to do that. Tom said, yes, improved results, affecting change outside of clients' trainings, better retention. So I love it. I think we're all aligned and we see that. And just so you know, the reason why our partnership, and we've been partners with FitHive for 3+ years. I have my own FitHive site. These guys are just incredible leaders, and it's an honor to be doing life with them. And what we love about boutique studios in particular, big studios like big chains like Lifetime or LA Fitness, you have these turnarounds. So like adding nutrition to those facilities, it's just too much drama. But when you have a boutique facility that the owner is really the decision maker, the owner can lead the charge. How can we get more time back for you? How can you retain your members? And how can you grow exponentially and continue to elevate? Okay, so with that being said, keep putting in, we're making it interactive. But Carrie, why don't we dive in?
Yeah, and I am actually one of your ideal clients. Let's be honest. Over 10 years ago, I was working out at Living Lean, which is a FitHive gym. And it was a result of a secret that I thought I was keeping from my kids that were 5 and 6 years old at the time. They're now 18 and 19. 2 girls. I didn't do Family Friday pizza night because I never ate the pizza. I had salad on the side, with dressing on the side. And my 2 kids said, "Why does mom never eat the pizza?" And the other one said, "Because it has too many calories." So I was like, oh my gosh, I am screwing up my kids, honestly, the way I've been screwed up and the way that I look at my body and the way I understand food and nutrition and all of that. So you know what I did is I joined a gym because I thought that was going to fix everything. I joined Living Lean. I have been with Living Lean for over a decade. I don't even live in the state anymore. I live in Connecticut, Living Lean's in Ohio, and I Zoom in every single day to still work out with them. That gym was the catalyst that literally changed my life. But after about 6 months of at the gym, I never really noticed a massive change in my body. I loved the gym, but nothing was really changing for me until a nutrition coach trained by the Mark McDonald came to the gym and did a seminar, a nutrition seminar, and said something that completely blew my mind. He said, "What do you think is more balanced, eating just an apple or pizza with chicken?" And as a woman that thought it was all about calories in and calories out, I was like, I don't know why you're asking that question because it's clearly an apple. And that's when he went in to talk about blood sugar stabilization, talked about the concepts of what we're going to talk about, PFC3, who Mark McDonald was. And I signed on to work with him as a coach, and it changed the trajectory of my life. Because not only did I get healthy, did I shed all of the misconceptions about what I needed to do for my body, but I became a nutritionist. I changed every aspect and goal of my life. I was a behavior specialist. I was a special educator. I was a national educational consultant traveling around the country, and switched everything because once I learned what we're going to talk about today, the simple, the sustainable, the satisfying approach to be able to fuel your body without all of the craziness around tracking and macros, but also the noise that was in my head, I knew I had to start teaching it to others. And I love, this is like a full circle moment for me in a lot of ways, because I know Living Lean is on here right now. And the fact that Mark, Living Lean, and now FitHive has all been able to come together and we can bring this to you, it just feels like super powerful to me and really a little bit emotional because I know my life has changed and the tens of thousands of women and men and families that I've been able to change as a result of this exact concept over a decade ago is really humbling and exciting. So,
and Carrie, let me interrupt just on that, just to build off what Carrie said. I think what really makes what's cool now with PFC3, I've been teaching blood sugar my whole career, and we all know as health professionals that we can educate people about food. And we can empower them with their sleep, with their exercise, with their movement, with their food, with their nutrition, and stress management, and get results. We all do these challenges. Knowing that Carrie is a nutritionist, but she's also one of the world's best behavioral specialists, led to a year and a half ago taking our PFC3, our blood sugar movement, and putting it into a point of body, mind, lifestyle. So much of what we're teaching now is beyond just the food. It's food, it's mind, it's lifestyle. And what we see as everyone's pain point was member retention. How can you create more member retention so that you can leverage against your fixed expenses so that by the first of the month that you know that all your hard costs are covered and now you're profiting as a gym owner is everything. So this is where bringing in nutrition, bringing in personal training, bringing in member retention allows you more freedom, more dollar spends to continue to build your brand. And what we all want, help more people, do what we love, make more revenue so we can do more and live with more freedom. And that's kind of how expanding it without having to just sacrifice 1 hour for another hour. That's why adding nutrition to your business matters so much.
And I mean, I'm the perfect example of member retention. I'm still a member of Living Lean. And so against all the odds. And so that's what we really want to talk about, because we want you to see that nutrition coach that came into that gym that day, Mark and his Living Lean team, different Mark from Living Lean. I have a lot of Marks in my life. Mark Deary is he Living Lean. He didn't make a penny really off of that nutritional advice. Joe, built his business and all of that. And yet it was the gym that brought him in. And with me being a nutritionist for all the years that I've tried to get into gyms and be able to work with their members. But how much can you charge a person to be able to sit and we're going to do a meal plan? And it never really becomes a lifestyle. It never really becomes part of who they are. And eventually they just stop because they don't want to keep paying for the nutritionist, and you're not making anything from that anyway. And so what Mark and I built based on our experience, me as a behavior specialist, as a women's health expert and nutritionist, and Mark as literally the guru of all things blood sugar stabilization, he really figured out more than 20 years ago. He really went against the grain of what everybody else was teaching around calories in versus calories out, macro counting. It was like this multi-layered approach that really spoke what we call now our body's love language that nobody else was doing. And so when I learned it and got completely obsessed with it, Mark and I partnered together because at the end of the day, the habits that we're doing, the lifestyle, our mindsets, if our thoughts and our beliefs dictate our actions, if our goal is simply around the weight on the scale, it's all based on motivation. It's all based on a 30-day challenge that we end up just falling off of. The key to true sustainability, the key to true health and longevity is not around perfection. It's around simply showing up for yourself at 1% at a time. That's what Mark's talked about for decades, 1%. And me as an educator, as somebody that really understands learning and behavior, I said to him once, Mark, if we really look at what people need and how people learn, can you imagine doing 1% a day for 100 days? And we talked about what that would look like. It would be 100%. And so that's when PFC3, what we call the formula for food freedom, really is all about. Understanding that it's not about a meal plan. It's not about, a food journal that you can't do when you're on vacation or when life gets stressful or when, the chaos hits, which is all the time. And when we can really look at not just what our body needs, which we call the 6 spinning plates: nutrition, hydration, movement, sleep, stress. Yes, stress matters on our body, right? And supplementation, but also so many nutrition plans leave out all this other stuff, which is what you guys are saying. Like, it's the long game plan, the long plan, the longevity, the habits around mindset, being intentional versus impulsive, not relying on motivation, understanding a deep why for what you want. It can't be about losing 40 pounds because you're not going to lose 40 pounds tomorrow. So when you're stressed out, you're just going to have the cake today. How do we show up for ourselves 1% a day where we're consistent, where time doesn't manage us, but we manage time, that we have systems in our life to be able to make sure that we make the most of this life container that we've been given? And that's what really PFC3 and the 100 days of 1% is all about. And just imagine, right? A program that actually teaches 1% a day over 100 days, you get 100%, but then you can't just work out for 30 days and think that you're done. This is designed where you keep doing it over and over and over again, each time getting better and deeper. And our goal is that each person becomes their own nutrition boss, so that with the gradual release of responsibility from us as the expert to the client as the expert, they are then learning the last nutritional advice they'll ever need. It's really about teaching people how to fish instead of just telling them what to do.
And I think that goes to the pain points we talk about. Let me ask a couple questions everyone on right now. when you think about nutrition right now for your clients, so I see, you know, you have Angela on, you got Tara on, you have Scott, Steph. Share what your clients are asking you about food. You know, we talk about keto, we talk about fasting, we talk about all these things. So the issue is when someone comes to you as a client and you're training them and you're working with them and they have all this outside noise and they do something like keto or fasting, and then they get a temporary result and then they gain back everything that they dropped, or you run a challenge that they're not consistent with, then eventually that makes them blame everything and kind of fall off. So part of this process of adding nutrition is if retention's the number one goal, it's how can you align yourselves with the proper strategies to allow your vision to grow as a health professional. So I think as people talk about this, as you think about right now throughout this, ask yourself right now, like from a nutrition side, what are your clients asking you every single day? How do you think you can educate them and empower them that's going to allow you to improve retention? And our goal today is to keep it simple. It's a conversation. So Sunny said, the more involved you are, the better, because we don't want this to be a big presentation. We want to educate you about the philosophy of blood sugar balance, but more importantly, how you can systematically add nutrition seamlessly into your business and actually make it a powerful revenue stream, and more importantly, allow your clients to get better results that's going to bring in more members, more personal training, more revenue, and allow you to continue to grow.
And I think that's so much about what we want to be able to give to people in this world, is that life is going to show up and consistency is key. You all know that better than anybody else. And it's true for our nutrition, but also once we understand our bodies and how they work, and that's what's so amazing about what we're really passionate about is the education, because nobody can take that away from you. And nobody is you know, when you do a program that's based on paying a certain amount every month, or products, you know, or supplements, it's like those can be taken away, right? But an education never can. And I remember when I was in this situation on day 7 of eating in the way that we teach, I did my first pull-up at the Living Lean gym, and I had never been able to do a pull-up before. I was a Division I athlete in college and I couldn't do a pull-up. And 7 days of fueling my body correctly, I mean, I was literally in a calorie deficit significantly for my entire life. A Division I cheerleader, my whole purpose was based on weighing a certain amount, but had no strength, really. So at the end of the day, this really is a way to get your clients more results and keep them away from the fad diet culture that I personally am on a mission to be able to honestly totally disrupt, because it's not what our bodies need, and it's not what's actually making us healthier as a nation. Look at where we are right now. I mean, our health statistics are scary. 75% of people are insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, or diabetic. 9 out of 10 deaths right now are due to a metabolic disease. You all know that, and you're fighting the good fight to be able to help. But imagine if we were working together, where you give them an actual opportunity, the way that Living Lean gave me, but in a totally different format, to be able to actually improve their life.
So just building off this, I thought Angela said this: consistency without them feeling like they have to go all or nothing. I think, Angela, that's what we all want. It's all about a 1%. I love Steph Sharp Ward. Clients want to learn how to eat to be healthier. What they don't know is that they need to learn the program, but also the mindset part, so they can sustain. That's with the 100 days, 1%. And we're going to talk about that in 1 second. And Coach Steph Ward, if you need to ask questions, she's just incredible. We refer to RDs, but it's been challenging to get members to go even when covered by insurance. Let me talk about that, because we want to get into the meat of this. So Scott, this is the issue. So I'm a nutritionist. You know, that's what I went to school for. We have an incredible RD who's one of our best friends, who's on our medical board for our certification, and her name's Nicole Hilbert. RDs are taught to deal with disease. So when someone's an RD, they're really focused to work in a hospital for medical challenges. There is no real formula right now or education. When in formal education for nutrition, you're taught what a protein, fat, carb are, but you're not really taught anything. We're still focused on the food pyramid. So it's really outdated when you think about where we are from nutrition education. So when you refer to RDs, they're not connected to your gym audience. That makes it that insurance doesn't work. So the reality is that model doesn't really let you to grow from a financial perspective, or you become the expert to lead from there. We also talk about,
Sorry, you go. You go.
Okay, so Angela said we have used the programs that we have purchased and other supplement programs, but never fully bought into them. I think this is the biggest thing too, Angela. PFC3 is an education company. Yes, supplementation can be used to fill nutritional gaps, but education first. So there is no supplementation when you teach the food side. Education always. Now, you might partner with supplement brands that you love, that you implement, because we can do the boost that, but you can bring that in. And I love that Tom says, same as Scott, same challenges with RD. I will tell you, by doing in gym since 1997, RDs will never be your solution. The key for you as a gym owner, I mean, this isn't us trying to sell you something. It's important for you as a gym owner to take a step back, look at what are your fixed expenses, what's your main goals, where do you want to take this, and how can nutrition allow you to seamlessly add something in that allows your members to get better results, allow you to make more revenue, but more importantly, on top of that, how can it help you from the community? What we've always seen being in the gym world is if I'm training a client, but I'm doing nutrition with that client and that client's out in the community and someone said, what are you doing? That brings a whole nother additional revenue stream to your business and new clients that become part of your members. You can go do workplace wellness much easier teaching nutrition for lunch and learns than you can with personal training. You can do local media much easier when you think about the Ozempic craze and you come in and there's another solution for that. These are little ideas that allow you to build. And that's really, as Coach Steph said, the 100 Days of 1% is a turnkey nutrition program, blood sugar based, that focuses on teaching people how to win. And we have a great certification. So we're going to dive into the meat of it and kind of walk what the partnership's going to look like. But I love the interaction. And I just think it's important on this that RDs will never be your solution. You're your boss. That's why we know boutique facilities. We know that your clients listen to you equal to their doctor. So by partnering here, you can really grow and scale.
Yeah, and I think another big, really clarifying point is that with RDs or even typical nutritionists, you don't have really truly that understanding of the psychology of the person, how to tap into what really holds them back. If our thoughts and our beliefs, did they dictate our actions? We have to get into their thinking. We have to help them become more self-aware. I always say self-consciousness is a disease, but self-awareness is health. And what we see with our clients every single day is how much more aware they are of what they're doing, why they're doing it, and then making sure that they're doing it forever. So the psychological piece of this that's already built in is a game changer and very unique, because this partnership of a behavior specialist and an award-winning nutritionist together brings something that most can't. And it's a huge reason why we've been successful. You've got literally the OG of blood sugar stabilization, which at the end of the day is the foundation of our body. If we look at every single metabolic function, disease, and everything that ends in itis, inflammation, any of that, it can all be attributed to a dysregulated blood sugar. And yet we keep going after solutions that are a lot more about deficit-based, which doesn't actually bring our body to thrive. And with the PFC3 approach and with our 100 Days of 1%, we're really teaching how do you fuel your body the correct amount and make sure that your blood sugar is stabilized, because that's really key for success in every single aspect of our life. And we know blood sugar is attributed to all the disease as well as dementia, Alzheimer's. So if that's what we're really looking for, we've got to find a solution to be able to help the clients and then also to be able to help you. So I'd love to share with you guys a little bit about the 100 days. Mark, you can keep adding in, I'll get my screen ready for that.
Yeah, I think like Coach Steph Sharp Ward is on this Living Lean. We've done some great pilots already. We have probably about 4. Scott Binder. These are all people who are already teaching it. So the fun part about this is we already have some great FitHive working models that have done really, really well. You think about the simplicity of it, a real turnkey nutrition program, a great certification process, great marketing materials, but it's a real partnership. I think the key today is it's all about partnership. We've had partnerships with FitHive for the last 3 years, and we just keep growing together. So think about this as just understanding how can you seamlessly add nutrition, not just hand off, but how do you really add this in and win with it? How can this become something that from an email drip, from a text drip, from a campaign, it really becomes another offering that allows you to build your brand without having to do more. We always talk about leveraging to get your time back. So we're going to do a showcase of just 100 days, but then we're going to move right into what is the certification and the process.
Yeah, so our 100 days of 1% is broken up into 3 phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And the first phase is called the 28-day jumpstart. You could see it's an online portal. Everything is just beautiful. And it's all based on the idea of 1% a day. So a client is spending 5 to 7 minutes in our learning portal that they can get on the app. They can get in hard copy if they're not on the computer, but there's an entire online community and everything is plug and play, literally turnkey. So every single day for 100 days, they're learning more about either mind, body, or lifestyle. And these 3 concepts spiral in what's called a spiraling curriculum throughout the 100 days. And in phase 1, we start off with a 28-day jumpstart. And so we're resetting our body, our metabolism, resyncing our habits, and we're restoring our digestion, our hormones. So for the first 28 days, we do a week of prep. We call it prep week, where they're just learning little bits and pieces each day about their body, about what they could be thinking a little bit differently, how to start establishing some systems, but very small and very attainable. And then in that second week, we do a 21-day kind of reset where we're eating clean, whole, unprocessed foods, learning how to balance our blood sugar, tapping into what we want, but really why we want it. And so this whole week of preparation, learning the science, and then continuing to learn what our bodies need to thrive, applying what they're learning for those 28 days. I mean, feeling amazing right away, and then continuing learning daily in these, really, it's less than 10 minutes throughout those 28 days. They can ask questions right in the portal, and every single day there is a call to action, a question they can answer in the portal. They can answer in our PFC3 community, where we have health pros and other people living this lifestyle, of which they have lifetime access to. And then in phase 2, we're making it stick. This is not about, a month and then you're done. We're really tapping into how do we integrate foods that we might have been missing, but with intentionality, with a level of confidence, because now we know what to do. And how do we balance this with a true sustainable lifestyle? So we're integrating what we've learned into daily practice, reflecting, evolving. I say it's a little bit like Dr. Seuss. You could do this anywhere, on a boat, on a train, on a plane, everywhere. Essentially, we're eating a protein, fat, and carb every 3 hours. We eat in one of 3 ways, either really amazing meals. We have recipes where I make dinners every night for my family, and then I make extra and have leftovers for PFC meals the next day. Or we do grab and go. We have a whole resource of just grab and go, like puzzle pieces of protein, fats, and carbs. We know that those 3 macros were actually meant to be eaten together. And with all the testing we have done with our clients wearing continuous glucose monitors, we can see every single day how eating this way absolutely keeps your body in homeostasis with balanced blood sugar. And then we might have a protein shake or a protein bar if we really need like a quick grab and go, throw it in your bag kind of a solution. And so we're learning how to do all of that throughout these 100 days, especially as we move into phase 2. And then in phase 3, we're becoming our own nutrition boss. Again, every day cycling through a lesson either on body, on mind, or lifestyle, completely done for you. You don't have to teach any of it. You leave that to Mark and I. You're encouraging your clients to be in the portal. We have members like Steph and like Mark at Living Lean that's kind of looking at their workouts with the same language around 1% a day, or if they're moving into phase 3, how they might adjust some of their workouts with it, talking about it all the time, but really getting ready to make lasting change where they decide to show up for themselves. We have systems and planners. I am a time management crazy woman. And so teaching all of these processes allows them to cultivate a relationship between themselves and their bodies. I always say trust comes from positive interactions consistently over time. And our body requires trust from us, just like any other relationship. And the problem is we keep trying things, doing keto, doing, macro counting, and never lasting with anything for that long, which really confuses our body, but it doesn't set us up for long-term success. And so as we look at how successful the 100 days of 1% is, we've seen it with our clients all the time. I've been implementing this approach for over a decade. The testing has been done. The program is amazing. And I love when we have Michelle Bell. I want to share with you how she does this. She introduced the 100 days of 1% to her clients. She's in California. She's at FitHive Gym. She has a spin studios. And she actually decided to use one of our PFC3 coaches to support her clients in small groups, because she realized while she knows it and loves it and supported clients herself at first, she wanted to be able to tap into the additional resources that we had at PFC3, and was able to bring in a small group coach to work with her clients at 100 days of 1%. Or we have someone like Steph, who's on right now. She knows this lifestyle so well that she's certified. She's supporting clients. And again, not teaching it, because the teaching's all done in the portal, but help holding them accountable. She's either doing small groups or one-on-one. Yeah.
Let me interrupt just on this. I just think it's important. Once again, it depends on who you are. So like Michelle Bell did start coaching, she realized she wanted to refer out. But Coach Steph Sharp-Ward, I think it's important as a health for everyone on right now. This isn't about just you refer out. This is a partnership and a co-branding side of it. So Coach Steph leads her clients consistently. So you can be as engaged as you want to be in this. The thing is, we used to do custom meal planning back in 2003, and then you have to customize it. What we know is that as a health professional, when you add nutrition, how can you have a simple meal plan system? How can you educate your clients so you don't have to do the heavy lifting? But guess what? You're still the leader. As a boutique facility owner, you are the leader. That's the key in all of this. It's what can we do in a partnership society, kind of like FitHive. It's still your gym, but FitHive makes your life much easier. That's how you think about PFC3. This is a turnkey nutrition program. We have a full national media campaign, all of these things that, how can we grow together? How can we do stuff as you see what we're doing, that you're doing, that we grow as one? So from in your boutique facility, you're able to get more clients, you're able to retain those clients, and you're able to continue to build your brand. I think that's the key on it. Focusing not just on a quick fix, not on a client getting a result after 30 days and then rebounding, but leaning into that.
Yeah, and that partnership is really important for us. Like Michelle Bell, I mean, we have all of these tools to be able to help support our gym owners. And Mark and I love nothing more than getting on a Zoom call with some of your clients, or jumping in when we're in the area and doing a workout. Mark and I are co-hosts of a daily television show that a lot of gyms will put up in their gym, just showing that there is a partnership there. But everybody can do it in their own way. Like Michelle had been really working and supporting her clients herself, and then asked for a PFC3 certified coach to be able to partner with them. Steph Sharp-Ward does all of that herself, and she loves it because she knows it so well. I think this is my gym, for example, Living Lean. They actually have a certified coach in their training as one of their trainers. So they do it all in-house in terms of just supporting people. I love this. This is from Living Lean, and a way that we kind of co-brand and partner together.
And I think on top of this, remember, this is a coalition. Carrie and I are just pieces of this. This is all health pros. So it's not like we're coaching your clients. We don't want you to ever think that. At the end of the day, health pros grow together. I remember when I spoke at IDEA and we did a whole day of brand building. You are the brand. You have a vision as a health professional. How can you take this vision? You partnered with FitHive because they made your gym business easier. How can you add nutrition to your business that will give your clients better results, better retention, and allow you to grow as a health professional? This is why partnership matters so much. And I love when you think about the Mark Deary, the Michelle Bells, the Steph Coach Ward, all different people leveraging the nutrition in a winning way.
Yeah, and I love this picture that comes right from the gym that they sent us, because these are some of the tools that we have available that you can use, but every gym does it differently, and they got to do it according to who they are and the way that they want to communicate to their clients. But knowing that it's right there for you, that there's a partnership, that you don't have to do the heavy lifting of any of this, makes this such an incredible opportunity to be able to work together, like unlike anything else. And that's why FitHive is such an incredible bridge for all of us, because the website that they're able to develop for you, the email drip campaigns that you push the easy button and be able to have content already curated for you around nutrition, around the concept of 1%, around mind, body, lifestyle. This really becomes a collaboration together. And what you want, because it's still growing, we can provide. So if you say, I need something like X, Y, and Z, then that's what's so great about this long-standing relationship with Sunny and Joe and Mark and I, that we're able to then use our teams to create what you need to help you get it to another level.
Yeah, so imagine if we bring Sunny and Joe back in here. So when you think about FitHive, we talk about just this aspect that imagine right now that it could be, fit for fall, win the holidays, a new year, new you, a summer shape challenge. With Sunny and Joe and FitHive, with the partnership, is that it's not just having a nutrition program, it's having an email drip because you're already using the FitHive platform. So, Kara, if we stop screen sharing for a second.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Sunny,
I was still screen sharing.
Sunny, can you just talk about, or Joe, talk about the partnership? Because we're going to get into the tools that are available, but I think it's important to realize that it's not like you're just partnering with an outside nutrition company. We're in the FitHive family. So from the email drip, maybe Sunny, just talk about just like what you've done with Coach Steph Sharp Ward, how we can add PFC3 to sites, how it's simple in the drip campaign. So if someone says, yes, I want to teach nutrition, how we're helping people every step of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's intertwined, and for us, it makes it a lot easier to work with you guys because we have another thing, because we always think marketing, how can we get more customers? You guys are giving us all these tools and this sexy thing that we can actually push out to their audience and to help their businesses grow. It just makes it a lot easier to give us another tool to promote these people and have it in the system. And you guys are providing us with all this stuff and this great tool to be able to promote it. So it's not just, let's run a 6-week challenge and good luck, work out with them. It's so much more than that. And it just makes it really nice for us to help these guys in another way.
So the biggest thing is just the implementation. There's a lot of different certifications that you can get, and you get it, and some are good, some aren't, right? But once you get it, it's okay, what do I do with it now? How do I implement it? How do I get this to my customers? How do I market it? How do I set up resources for them to use? And all that stuff is done through this partnership, right? Because PFC has all that stuff, and then when we put it into your hives, then that's where the beauty of this partnership happens, because of the integrations and the strategy that Sunny and I will develop with Mark and Carrie to set up those drip campaigns, to potentially run ads in the future, to put it on your mobile app, to add all the buttons, self signups to your guys' website, where it really is a plug and play system that you guys that will be done for you guys.
And you guys have already tested a lot of this with Steph, who's on here right now, and she seemed, and Michelle, really.
One of the first campaigns we ran with Invictus forever ago. I mean, we put together a drip campaign for them around this, and they signed up 52 people just internally. These were people just already part of their gym, and they had a couple hundred people. And we've run thousands of nutrition challenges before we met you guys, and we didn't even have nutrition to back it. We had the marketing campaigns, and we had the landing pages, and we had the sales copy, and we had all that, and it worked. And our gyms would sign up hundreds and hundreds of people. And it just was such a profitable thing for them. And now, I just love it because there's an actual nutrition system behind it. Yeah. It's not just selling it we'll provide you some meal plans or whatever, but it's just not, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and I think someone just said, will it work if you were completely online? Yes. So I think this is the key. Back in my day, when I started right out of school in '97, I'm calling every member at Gold Gym Northridge. The goal was our existing list. How do we target the list in a positive way to make more revenue offering a new offering and increase results and retention? And that's how we did it. And then when we opened up next to Gold Gym Venice in Venice Beach in 1999, I then focused on calling members. We don't have to do that as much, but you do have an active list. The money's always in the list when you think about it as a health professional. How can you optimize those results for those people that they continue to be part of your tribe and your community? Everyone on this call has a list. Everyone here from an online side, like Dominic, from a social following. You have people that are looking for something. that allows them. You can send them to an RD. There's no connecting of messaging. You send them some quick calorie diet. There's no connecting of messaging. So how do you bring an ecosystem in that works into your internal infrastructure in a philosophy you believe in that can help empower you? But on top of it, I don't think we discount workplace wellness. I think you look at when you run nutrition properly, it's so much easier. Think about the clients that you know in your gym right now. I think about Coach Steph Sharp Ward, and I think about all her clients. It's a simple thing like, hey, I do free lunch and learns. Can I come talk about food? And you get a free lunch and learn. I used to do this with MTV, like immediately, and then you can then invite everyone in for a complimentary personal training session or a free nutrition assessment, or invite them to your new challenge. There's really cool ways where you don't have to spend ad dollars and you can leverage your existing clientele to grow, because that's what we all want. I've always said, you want 1,000 people that will be with you, that will buy with you, that will support you. When you can do that as a business owner, as a health professional, you can scale.
So Mark, let me just add one little piece, and then Carrie, you finish. So I wanted to get in weeds real quick because of Dominic's question. I mean, Michelle Bell is an online coach. She had a physical location, and she's only been working with us since she went online. And she's run a couple of challenges or a couple of 100-day promotions, and we've done the drip campaigns for just from her list. And she's already done $4,800 just with the couple of different campaigns. And she is strictly online, so it can definitely work that way. And it's actually probably easier in person, but online it's working too.
And we'll share how that is almost all profit, and that's what's so important.
Yeah.
When I first met Mark, I mean, his whole thing was, yes, I want to change the way the world looks at food, but there are so many health pros out there that are doing the work, doing the right work, and not making money, not making the living that they need to be making. I know what a grind it is. And this is a way to be able to also be able to build your own deserving business into where it needs to be. And seeing Michelle's success just very quickly is what helped us to see, like, yeah, this is important for us to be able to share and to be able to work together on. So I'd love to be able to kind of get you guys down into the nitty-gritty of it. We call it the PFC3 Pathway to Profit Nutrition Program. And this is really right now exclusively for FitHive partners. We really want to kind of share with you what we've been thinking about, how to partner together, how to be collaborative together, where this partnership means you would have the 100 days of daily coaching, like the 100 days of 1%, it's the written, it's the audio version. So you actually get a chance to have it in your own learning portal, exactly the way your clients will, to be able to see what this is all about. That within the 100 days of 1%, there are weekly recorded videos that help your clients win every single week, in addition to the daily lessons that they're reading or listening to. We have food lists, portion guides, recipes, resources. Everything makes it so easy. We have tested this with thousands and thousands of people, and we know how powerful it is. Every one of your clients has lifetime access to our PFC3 Club, where Mark and I personally coach. We have a team of health pros that are in there in our community, working right alongside us to be able to make sure that people are getting questions answered, that they're supported, that they're coached. I mean, we have doctors, nutritionists, trainers, you name it, they're part of that community. Then we always have these, bonus tips and tricks, looking at what it is that you can do to live this lifestyle forever. We have advice for grab and go meal options. We want clients to be able to seamlessly live this, and you don't have to come up with all of that for them. Dining out, eating out, it's literally covering a 365-degree look at everybody's life. Strategies, not just on eating, because this is more than nutrition, and we know that. It's about every aspect of what health means. It's so much more than just what the food is that we put into our body. So partnering with us means you get that full lifetime access pass to the totally, done program, so you can see it yourself. We're also going to include 10 registration codes. So that allows you to enroll 10 clients into the 100 days of 1%. And we have a wholesale code buying program we can talk about, but we don't have to worry about that, because that just gets included in this initial partnership that we're talking about here. And then you have full autonomy to be able to determine how you want to charge people. We worked closely with everybody that we've piloted this with to be able to determine how you will resell that. That means all of that becomes your profit. You will also get 2 PFC3 lifestyle coaching certifications, one for you, because like Mark said, we really want you to be able to own this and know this and be able to speak to it. And then one for one of your own trainers or coaches that you have on staff. And we know that not everybody lasts forever. So if somebody leaves that you've trained, then you still have that certification that you can then pass off to the next person that takes over, so that you have multiple people in your gym, in your facility, that not only knows this lifestyle, but can support clients in it as well as us.
And Carrie, let me just go back to that slide. So
Yep.
I just want to share this. So there's a few things that matter. When you talk about the registration codes, this is reality. All cash flow goes through you. So if you're running a challenge, let's say that you're
Yep.
going to run a Fit for Fall challenge, and let's say you're going to make that a $497 offer. Well, that's all through you. You're leveraging the registration code to actually let them use the program, but you're still leading the groups and all of that. Now, having Nicole Reed on the board matters. So there is a law called the Dietary Practice Act. In certain states, that still matters. Having an RD on the board matters because it allows you under this umbrella to actually share nutritional advice. So these are the things that really matter when you want to add nutrition seamlessly into yours. That's why we see a few people referring to RDs. Nicole's been one of our best friends for 20 plus years. She's one of the most, she's certified in, she's a registered dietitian in all 52 states. So she's like, from this side, you're really protected in that aspect that you can win across the board.
Yep, absolutely. And then you also have access to, we'll get into the codes a little bit more too. Our Health Pro community. Mark and I are there, as well as other gym owners, facility owners, just like you, making this work, where you now have a community of people that are building their businesses, and you guys can share ideas. It's a think tank. It's a total community that's a part of all of this.
On top of that, on that Health Pro side, you have like a Dr. Anna Toker, who's a digestive surgeon. So think about like, I'll think about like an Angela or Scott's on this call. Scott, who refers to RDs, like a Dr. Anna Toker is one of the top digestive surgeons in the space. You might want to add, or Dr. Fabian Morales from a sports medicine. These are connections where you can create these types of relationships with medical offices and do joint collaborations. I think the biggest thing here is, obviously, when you add nutrition, but you're being part of something. I mean, we've been doing this for 25 years. So this is like the relationships, the growth. It's about seamlessly growing and allowing your brand to implement it. But also, how can you take your studio and reach more people? In a world we live in now, with social media, with everything online, you can rapidly grow. You don't have to just be in person to do these things.
Yeah, and then you also have access to what we call Health Pro All Access. And this is a resource that we're building out, or continuously building out based on what you all tell us you need. But we also coordinate with FitHive, so we can get stuff into your hive directly. Everybody else that is a gym owner that works with us, they only get this, right? So they have to go and put it into whatever systems they're using. But we have marketing tools, we have social media assets, email drips, it's things like that. And we're continuously, this is like just a dynamic resource that continuously we add to, especially depending on what you feel like you need. So those are the biggest pieces of this. Mark, did I miss anything in where we are?
No, I think it's just the same thing. I think as we go to everyone on the call right now, it's just really taking a step back and thinking about, okay, where do you sit with your business? And what would from a business coaching side, it's like, where do you want to be 12 months from now? What are the campaigns that you're implementing? You've already made the best decision because you're partnered with FitHive. So like, you understand the power of collaborations and partnerships. Now, how to start thinking about adding nutrition to your business. How will it help you scale? How will it help you reach more people? And how is it going to allow you to continue to grow? Because that's all we do. We're about joint venture partnerships. That's what we want with this. And we want to elevate the entire thing. Obviously, Mark, like Carrie and I created the 100 Days of 1%, but this is way beyond me and Carrie. This is a global movement. from this perspective, and we want to partner with like-minded health professionals to grow. And then I think that's where you want to keep thinking, where are you now? Where do you want to be a year from now? And how can nutrition make that difference for you?
Yeah, so let's actually talk about some numbers here, because everything that we just talked about when it comes to having access to the program, but having 2 certifications, having 10 codes that you could enroll people right away, having all of our support and having the community behind you. When we sort of put all of this together, we know the value of this is almost $10,000. And what we do right now with other gym owners that we've been working with is this sort of initial bundle, this initial approach to be able to get started is $24.97. And it actually is a great value, because we have learned that if a gym brings in 4 people into this nutrition program in the model that we just had, they pay for it right away, right in and of itself. But with our FitHive people, we're not doing that. What we're doing is offering it for $14.97. We have payment plans available for this partnership. And I want to do a little math with you on this, because Sunny and Joe and I sat together with calculators and we actually did some math about this. So if you think about $14.97 to be able to have all of this stuff, you get your 10 codes, then you also have your certifications, plus all the support from us to be able to help you. If you did a suggested price of $497, which is less than $5 a day for 100 days for your clients, which we have proven that model and that price point works really, really well. So if you had $497 for each of your clients to enroll in the 100 days, remember, you already have 10 codes, so you can enroll 10 people with no extra cost to you. If you enroll 3 people, then this $14.97 is paid for. So if you can think of 3 people right now, and then you charge them the $4.97, none of the payment goes through us. FitHive already has that all set up for you. Your investment is paid for. And if you could get 7 more to get your 10, you now profit $3,479 right off the bat if you could get 10 people. But then check this out. Because we have our code buying option, you can buy wholesale codes and they get cheaper and cheaper the more you buy. If you ended up then buying, let's just say 100 codes, the codes that, if you buy 100 codes, they're $20 each. That's $2,000. Let's just throw that out there. You've made almost $3,500. If you decided to buy 100 codes for $2,000, you're still profiting $1,500 from your initial investment. You've got 10 people in the program, and now you can keep enrolling up to 100 more and not pay a penny for them. So let's say you get 40 people. We have the example of how Invictus, we got 52 people in there. If you have 40 people and they're each paying $497, right then and there, do the math on what that looks like. See, let me get my phone out and do $497 times 40 is $19,880. And you've paid $14.97 for this, plus you bought your extra codes down the road. You paid $3,400 to make $19,000. It's a very viable option. It's very, very doable based on the numbers that we were running with the gyms that we've already trialed this for.
Yeah, but I also think it's a compound effect on it. Like when I see Angela saying that she already has amazing retention, that's incredible. Because now the question when you have incredible retention is, how do you bring in more traffic? How can you then bring in more traffic through different unique offerings that then you can then scale and offer more services? So like the numbers Carrie shares just on nutrition, but the data we already know is that when someone's getting better results, they're going to do more personal training. When they do more personal training, they become a longer member. It's a compound effect across the board, but it's choosing who you partner with. It's choosing what philosophy you're driving. How can you bring it seamlessly in? Because, you know, it's your baby. Your business is your brand. And how do you bring that in a seamless way that doesn't make you have to do a lot of heavy lifting, but still invested in the process to grow?
Yeah, so I'd love to know if you have questions or anything about all of these pieces, because I know it's kind of a lot and it might be hard. We'll show you anything. We'll answer any questions, you know, whatever it is that you feel like you need. And we can always do questions offline.
How do we partner now, Carrie? Let's show what we're offering for FitHive.
Oh, okay.
Hey, and also I think just kind of touching on the timeline, right? So let's say that they do sign up, like what's next? How long does it take to get certified, and when can they essentially like implement this program into their gym?
I love that. I love that. So what's beautiful about this right now is that as soon as you sign up, you will see everything in your online learning portal immediately. We can connect with you to get a call to be able to say, okay, like, how do you want to do this? Like, let's talk about options. Let's talk about how you can charge. We can get you marketing for your next 100-day group. This is the perfect time of year to be able to do that before the holidays, to be able to get a 100-day group. We can go through 100 different scenarios of what we've been piloting and what's worked really well. Certification, if you want to go through it like gangbusters to be able to go through the whole thing, you absolutely can in a few weeks, or even a week if you really want to go at it. But it's actually designed, the certification is designed in the same way that the 100 days of 1% is, that you do a little bit each day. And if you do a little bit each day, you're certified in 8 weeks. But we want people to be able to start taking action before that. And that's why we are here with our team, with Sunny and Joe, to be able to support you to start implementing right away while you're working on doing the certification and getting to know more and more about it.
Gary, our gyms could just get a couple of their people that they know best to enroll with the codes, like right out the gate while they're doing the cert, right? I mean, you could do it that way, where it's like you instantly make your money back and some, and then your customers.
You can get people enrolled right away. That's what's beautiful about this. As soon as they enroll, they have everything at their fingertips. We've taken care of how to get everything registered for them so they can start rolling. They could do this without any coaching, right? They could do a DIY, but if you have a community of people that are doing this, we walk you through exactly how you can either support people yourself or we can help support people too. There's a lot of different options on how you can make this work, and implementing it will be completely based on your goals and what you want, what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, and I think if you say I think at the end of the day, you go back with your own brand and you ask what you want to do. Like I love Angela has great retention. So everyone on this call or watching a replay of this, you have unique goals and you have unique things that are winning for you and not winning. So what are the challenges that can do? So adding nutrition, you know, because this isn't our first rodeo. We've partnered with probably about 7,000 gyms, hundreds of thousands of health professionals. Like this is a space we know. And understanding nutrition, understanding why an RD referral won't work, why like just doing a nutrition certification, but not having the tools how to apply. All of these, when we think about the tools we've used, like Carrie became like Carrie introduced Kajabi to me 2 years ago. The platform, the systems, what we do from an infrastructure side matter so much. And that's the great thing. I love Angela just says, feeling a great push for a New Year's challenge. Exactly. So the best things typically are going to be either a 28-day run. You could do mini challenges in your gym. You can do it, but because you can do in person or you can do virtual now, you can drive social as well. You can do email drip campaigns. You can do a longer 100-day challenge. You can do a short survive the holidays that lead into a new year. There's so many different marketing ideas. And this would be what I just always say. What your clients are hearing, they're watching the news, they're on social media, so they're in the time of the season. How you market, how you connect, and think about this, you have like a winning wall where you're celebrating your wins, not just a before and after, because those can come and go, but like how are you celebrating? How are you creating a community and a culture online or in person that does that? This is how you really create a culture of health within your gym. And when you do that, it allows you to actually build something special in your community.
Because we know as important the gym is, right? Like it's a part of my everyday life. It wasn't until I really integrated in sustainable habits and nutrition that I actually saw the changes that I needed to see within my own health. And now I have an 18 and 19-year-old who will not have an eating disorder the way I did, that have a positive and confident relationship with food in their body. We're working to change family trees here. And I know you love it, right? When your members' kids come and work out, or they eventually become members, this is really about that community. It is a pathway to profit, but also even more importantly, it's a pathway to the performance of each individual person and who they influence in their lives as well. So I think it's just a multifaceted approach. I'd love to share though, Lou Vega said this to me recently. I put this down in a quote because as a woman and also knowing how important mindset is, Lou, he's been a trainer for a really long time. He's like, I have mostly women, and mindset is where I struggle the most when it comes to women. And I love that this is a really big part of all of this as well.
Yeah, and I think off this, you have Sarah. Sarah, cool stuff. She's got to go. I think Tom asked Sunny and Joe, just can a PFC3 member portal be integrated or linked to our FitHive site and app? Part of it can. I think we're consistently looking at on the parts that we can. I think a deeper conversation with Sunny and Joe Tom would be great. And then I love Steph Ward, and I just think Steph Ward is just a shining example and really the catalyst to everything that's happened here. I love doing this as my ongoing new member program. So powerful. You can use it for challenges or one-on-one, and it works perfectly for everybody. So I love that.
Hey, and Tom, to answer your question real briefly, what we'd be able to do out the gate is just put, because it is in a Kajabi portal for the members, but we'd be able to put that on your member app at the top for those people that do sign up. It'll be linked where it'll kick them directly out there where they can sign in. But that'll be great too, just for exposure, right? So it's, the people that aren't in there yet, they'll see that at the very top of the app. They'll be curious, and we could have a current member and interested up there at the top, and then the current members will sign in. The other ones will take them to a landing page that we'll put in your Hive that will kind of explain it, have your self sign up links, tell them how to take action if they do want to schedule a call with you or talk to you or just sign up. And so all that can be done through the app. And then, like Mark said, integration down the road is something that, if we get enough gyms that come on with FitHive that are using PFC3, it would just make total sense to dive into that integration a little deeper.
Yep. Love it.
Gary, you got a double screen share going on. You have like a double
you guys can
screen
scan the QR code. You can click on the link. Sunny and Joe are going to also send out a recording of all of this. And you can reach out to them. You could reach out and reply to the email, and any of us can be there to answer more questions for you. But this is an exciting opportunity that we really want to connect with you on and be able to really change the way the world looks at food and their bodies and live the life of purpose that they're really supposed to be living.
And partner with health pros. Let's be very clear. One of the biggest missions is that health pros struggle to get their time back. How can you as a health professional elevate? That's the key. How does this allow you to achieve that? We all want to help our clients, but a lot of times we always give to our clients. How do we make sure that you can win in a scalable aspect? That's one of our biggest missions, helping health pros grow together. Cool. Sunny and Joe, any parting words, any questions? No. I know it's 3:05. Any questions that people want follow up? Sunny, give us our parting words.
So we can do individual calls too if anybody wants, has some questions. But
and we didn't even talk about the best part about it. For anybody that does register, they decide within the next week that they're going to do this, FitHive is going to give you 1 month of your membership for free. So just take that right off the cost of what this is, and it's kind of a no-brainer. So you can absolutely be able to start being profitable right from the start. So you got 7 days to be able to make that decision. So make sure you connect with us and get a month of FitHive for free on top of it all.
Okay. Thanks for coming, everybody. Really appreciate it. Sunny and Joe, we love you. Thanks for being family.
Likewise. Thanks guys.
Bye, everybody. See you later. Bye.